Okay, we should be live. The stream lagged out for us. So unfortunately, our stream just reset itself. I am so sorry about that, everyone. It's really frustrating to see that happen. OBS crashed and that was it. So, how do we sound? How's everything? Doesn't look like the stream is doing too bad right now. Again, I am so sorry about that, everyone. What just happened? Stream crashed, so we're back here. So I'm gonna have to go through back all my social medias, and we only have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. So these are the 2 warnings in Florida. We're gonna have to open another radar. And that is moving towards here, though. Okay, I'm having to change all my social media stuff, so please give me a minute while I do this stuff right here. Because I try to keep my stream and stuff. So excuse me while I'm going through and editing my stream stuff. I only got one more page I gotta do. I guess another page, but we're tracking this severe thunderstorm warning. A little bit of rotation near Doctor's Inlet, nothing crazy at this time. I hate this new Snapchat update. We also have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Brunswick, New Hanover, and Pender areas. Alright, let's go up to that one. This is for this as it's moving offshore. So we're trying to... Then we're going to go back up to DC here. We're going to have to name this one part 2, and then we're going to have part 1. Okay, there we go. Alright, let's move up to the Sterling, Virginia radar. Yes, this line really has broken up since we crashed. Here. Alright, I am going to go fix lunch, though, really quickly. I'll be right back. Alright, I had to do a little troubleshooting as to what happened. I don't know, but we're back. We're live. Again, sorry about that. They have removed the severe thunderstorm warnings in this area. I would expect, as this line continues, it does kind of strengthen. And we start seeing that wind risk increase a little bit. I personally, if you're watching this later, this is March 16th, part 2 coverage. Part 1 is crashed. Like, my computer just crashed completely. The current date is March 16th, 2026, and it is 12:33 Central, 1:33 Eastern. And there is a moderate risk of severe weather. Pull it up. While I turn my blanket back on. Alright, let's move back to Florida, where we do have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in Florida. These are the 2 of 4 severe thunderstorm warnings that are active right now. Alright, here it is. Here's your severe weather risk. That red is the first time since 2018 we have seen a 60% contour risk of wind. This is a really, really rare. I don't know how well that 60% is going to verify. It doesn't look like it'll be as organized. This is what we're looking at by this time. Weather models yesterday were just showing a straight line from Baltimore on down to Florence, and it was just continuous. Right now, we're not seeing that. I do think we see that coming up. That's not an issue. I still think we see that coming up. But as of right now, it's not. Let's go and take a look at the latest HRRR 16Z. And I can already tell you, it's already got, it does not look like it's going to be highly accurate. You can see by 7 o'clock, we're off. This line right here, we're going to watch this right here closely, and if anything comes of this, we'll stay live, but I don't think anything will come of that. So, let's go through this hour by hour. This is at 2 p.m., so 35 minutes. Nothing too insane. A lot of convection. Yeah, I don't think this one threat verifies. This is at 5 p.m. So we're here, and we are starting to exit the 60% wind contour risk. And where you see this black outline, that is a conditional intensity group 1. So there's 3 intensity groups for wind. 1, which is up to 75. Let me show the graphic. I gotta pull the graphic up really quickly. SIGs. SPC 6 breakdown. I need to move that into a different place, but you know. Well, this is what radar currently looks like. Alright, so this is the conditional intensity group breakdown really quick for you guys, if you guys don't know. This started on March 3rd, 2025. It is to replace the significant hatch risk, which we would talk about all the time. It actually implied, so for a tornado risk, you had to have 10% or greater. It implied 100% of the tornadoes in that 10% risk would be significant. That's not what we meant by it, but that's what it implied. And there were limitations on days like today where you have the instability, you have the wind shear to produce EF2s, which you don't have, but you don't have the confidence in a 10% or greater threat. You can expand that SIG out into the 5 and 2%. So that's kind of what they're doing here. So, conditional intensity groups, SIG-1, EF2 tornadoes, 75 mile per hour winds, and 2-inch hail. Moderate intensity, so SIG-2, intense tornadoes, EF3 plus bow echo, and derechos are now possible, and 85 mile per hour possible. And then hail up to 3.5 inches or greater. And then SIG-3, highest intensity, violent tornadoes. And high-end derecho, so we're talking 90, 100 mile per hours. Usually at this point, when they issue a SIG-3, it would be ongoing. And the hail scale only goes up to SIG-2, so I just want to bring that into play. We're at a SIG-1. I thought for a minute we could see a SIG-2, but we're not. We're watching this stuff ahead of the line. If we have this, what radar are we missing? Yeah, we're missing a lot of radars that I would love. LTX. And then where our tornado warning was, that storm has died off completely. It's no longer rotating like it was. However, it is still rotating, so. But they do not think it prompts a tornado warning. Let's go take a look back at Sterling, where we're watching a storm move through Washington, D.C. We're almost to that point where Washington, D.C., you're going to be in it. So, that's what's stopping me from rolling around freely. My blanket, because I'm a little chilly. Just don't want to turn on my heater, or it's going to get so hot in here that we can't cover storms. There we go. I'm centered now. Okay. Not seeing any tornado potential right now with any of these as they move up. I'm not really going to open up a radar up here just yet. No, wait till we get closer to Philadelphia, and we'll open DIX radar. KDIX radar. Going back to Morehead City, where we're tracking these two severe thunderstorm warnings. This is my ADHD speaking. Sorry. I am tracking a... Let me pull in my drawing kit. So a lot of stuff goes into streaming that's out of my hands. We're tracking this area here of enhanced winds, probably gusting close to 60, 65 mile per hour possibly. That's going to be estimated by radar, so be aware of that. Um, so we're watching this here for that potential for wind. Let's go ahead and move up to the DC area again. We do have a flooding report by... We have 2 flooding reports. 3.5-inch dirty water on road. New severe thunderstorm warning in Pennsylvania, so we are going to have to open a new radar. Excuse me, everyone. So we're watching closely on the DC area with as many people as we have. Let's move back to Jacksonville, Florida, where we only have this one severe thunderstorm warning. So a lot of what I'm doing right now is just trying to get all this to the other social media platforms that are live. We're also watching this area here. Alright, let's bring this to Pennsylvania. Scantron, Pennsylvania. So we're in this area, we're watching severe thunderstorm warnings. And here soon I'm going to be taking a lunch break, so please be aware of that. This stream just started, however, we had a previous stream that crashed. I woke up at 9. We were live by 9:30. We also have a new severe thunderstorm warning. I'm just zooming out so I can see where. 1, 2, 3, 4. New Florida warning. Okay. Well, I'm gonna guess open up a new radar. I'm hoping we don't have a crash this time. This is the most Florida thing I have ever seen. So this is your new severe thunderstorm warning in Florida. Yesterday, at one time, we had 13 tornado warnings ongoing. And a lot of severe warnings. I think we hit like 30 at one point. We're watching as this severe weather threat kind of moves behind. Excuse me. So we're watching these severe warnings. And special rain warnings. We're not going to forget our boaters here. Boaters are really important as well. So I don't think we're going to see what we thought we were going to see today. Here's your new severe thunderstorm warning. I was waiting that. I do think at the 3 p.m. SPC update, we do see them downgrade. I cannot see this. So we're just kind of keeping watch on these severe thunderstorm warnings. Alright, let's move back north to DC. The storms are now approaching DC, so we're going to really watch this because a lot of people, especially if you're in that area, are going to be like, wait, what? Okay, so I'm looking at X right now. So we're gonna watch this really closely. I think we're gonna go multi-view. I want to just go ahead and kind of be zoomed in here on the Washington area while we look at other stuff. That way we can look at severe thunderstorm warnings, things like that, and still have the Washington stuff down below me. So that is what you guys are looking at, is Washington area. So that's this radar here. We're going to keep this up. I thought about kind of moving it, but we're just going to leave it like this. Wait. This is where multi-screen becomes horrid. That's right. That right there is a lot better for you guys as well. So this is our multi-view for you guys. We're going to keep it like this. Wait. No, wait. I'm going to go back to full screen. I just noticed some incorrect information. I'm going to go correct really quickly. Sorry. No, we don't want that. I want this on my side screen so I can correct what I need to correct. That is a supercell. I doubt that it can do anything, but if it does, it'll be closer towards Vanceboro, probably closer to Bath, honestly. If we're even thinking that far. I'm just going to do it like this. That way it'll be easier for you guys. We also have a new mesoscale discussion. While we're here, I'm going to read it and show it to you guys. When it loads here on the media, we're going to bring it in for you guys. We're letting it load here. So, let's go ahead and move to one more hit city. Back to Sterling, where we're watching this line here as it approaches the Washington, D.C. area. It is not strong. There is a special weather statement in this area. Almost done, and we'll get back to the other view really quickly. Sorry, this is something that needs to be done. And then we'll go ahead and get to that new mesoscale discussion that does concern an area in this risk that we are watching really closely. Alright, I want to go ahead and move radar back to here. Kind of look at this here. Again, that cold front somewhere along this area here. Once it passes you, you're done. And it will be very noticeable when that cold front pushes through. Very noticeable when that cold front pushes through. I am surprised that they kept the moderate risk, yes. So this is a special weather statement for boats, but as it comes through, we may see it become a severe thunderstorm warning for Exmoor, Eastville areas as well. Okay, nice. We're going to have a good view here on... Sorry about that, everyone. I just gotta add one thing to this and we'll be good to go. Sorry about kind of looking away for a slight minute. I do gotta add the moderate risk. And toward to that. Okay, we're good. Sorry that we needed to get that done. Alright, let's go and take a look at the new mesoscale discussion. This is the greatest severe threat within Watch 67 and Northern Watch 69. That's the greatest threat in these watches. Wind 65 to 80 mile per hour, tornadoes 85 to 115 mile per hour, and then hail less than or equal to 1.25 inches. So that's our only issue. If it wasn't for those, that we'd be done. And this is the only real area in this portion of it that signals to me that we have something happening. This is the only portion that we're even watching. But we are starting to have an uptick in severe warning, so we're back up to 8 here. Does not involve the Washington area. We're going to keep with this view for a while. Let's go up to Pennsylvania. I know I have a Pennsylvania in here. Jim Thorpe. The city of Jim Thorpe. And this risk here. Parents are leaving, so my dad is leaving. So that's what you guys are hearing right now. I'm about to get me a little bit of lunch while we're not here with a tornado warning or anything like that. Tornado warning would require me to stop, but so if you guys are not new here, you guys remember this is what the stream looked like a while ago, or the bottom portion of the stream is what we looked like a while ago. This year I wanted to cut down on what you guys didn't see. I want to show you more. So the black scroll that I used to have back in 2024, I got rid of it in 2025 because it was so much. Because I had like so many graphics at that point. I still have those graphics, but we're at a point where I can stream easier and then customize that because I'm not adding every single tornado watch, things like that. And then I'm still thinking about adding like a small, slight risk of severe weather, moderate, high, you know, create those as well. I'm undecided about that yet. I'm going to go put it through some testing on some bigger cities and kind of see what we think. It'll be definitely a small lettering, but I wonder if it would look good. Excuse me. If it'll look good, that's what we want. That way things can be color-coded as well. Alright, let's move back down to Moorhead City where we're watching this big severe thunderstorm warning. Again, this is the greatest threat. Let me turn on mesoscale discussions. Okay, it hasn't loaded that part yet. Okay, we're going to have to get that be right back thing for this as well. So we're going to be watching this as this moves. We're probably going to be live for the next 6 or 8 hours. That's going to be 8 hours in total today. 9 actually, but and then I have been working hard on a video for you guys, which should be out April 1st. It'll be my first tornado. I do want to share that with you guys. We're working on that. Alright, we're increasing coverage here on severe warnings and we're going to bring the Sterling radar up just a bit so we can kind of zoom out and give you guys a view of the severe thunderstorm warning that is heading towards Baltimore as well. Alright, let's go to Florida where we just have a barrage of warnings being issued. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of our 11 warnings are in Florida. You know what? Go figure. I have to open up a new one. Orange County. I don't know if you guys noticed. I want you guys to notice this. We're about to have a new radar pop up. That will be 8 radars. You guys are seeing all 8 radars right now. Down there. That's how large this is. Okay, Orange County. Then we're probably going to have Tampa Bay soon. So that's, I mean, this is the first time in a while that we've had 8 radars. And we could very well be hitting 9 in the next few. I think we're going to go for 9. We can watch this stuff moving into Tampa region. This is the first time we've ever had 9 radars in coverage. So give us an idea about this stuff. And here, moving towards Orlando and stuff. Which, Orlando, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. Beautiful. Okay, let's go to Melbourne here. We do have a supercell down here. It is not showing too much rotation now, but it is a supercell, just so you guys are aware. And then if we move to the Jacksonville radar, we're watching this severe thunderstorm heading towards St. Augustine right now. And then if we move to Georgia, same radar, thankfully. We're tracking a severe thunderstorm exiting McIntosh and Liberty counties. And about to exit Camden and Glenn counties in Georgia. A little bit of hail possible in this area. There is a new special marine warning here. So this is just saying water spouts are possible? No. Wind gusts 34 knots or greater and small hail possible. Small craft could be damaged in briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Could also see oversizing or capsizing, one of the two. I can't remember what it's called. I'm not a boater. I only boat for fishing, and that's about it. Let's make our way up to CLX radar. Never mind, I don't have CLX open. Do I have KAE? Okay, so I need to open that radar. Here's the 10th radar coming for you guys. I hope my computer can handle this one. That way we can kind of watch this area here as well. There you go, that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 radars. Alright, while we're here, I am going to take a small lunch break really quickly. I'm just going to give me a sandwich and I'll come right back. Alright guys, I am back. I'm gonna go ahead and eat this. I'm gonna put on music for you guys. I haven't even ate, I hardly ate breakfast this morning. I literally had a little bite. That was it for all of breakfast, so I'm starting to tell you need it. So I'm gonna pull up some music and then I'll be done eating probably in like 5-6 minutes. I will still be controlling radar. I just won't be talking, and if I'm talking, it'll be brief. Probably not the most conventional music, but it's music, I guess, for background. The other portion of my food is like really hot, so we're gonna eat that later. Alright, I'm gonna bring us back to this view here. I'm gonna leave you guys the Washington area. That way you guys can still see things down there. While we're not directly looking at those storms there, we'll probably be done by 5 p.m. with most of your severe weather threats. So 6 p.m. Eastern time, we're probably going to be done with your severe threat, which is really, really good. I'm going to check a text I just received. So give me 1 second, guys. And so with this here, let's go and move to Moorhead. Yeah, this one. So this is your severe storm right now that we are tracking. So we're watching these 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. Are severe thunderstorm warnings. Mostly Florida. It's kind of Florida. We're probably still gonna need this radar, though. It'll probably be picked up by that. Okay, 5,000. That's probably looking at 10,000. So, if that's in there, we're gonna remove a radar. So we're gonna go back to 9 radars. I don't want 10 radars open. That would probably be Melbourne, Florida. Here, we're watching multiple severe storms here near Orlando. We have 13 severe thunderstorm warnings and 14 special marine warnings. 12 severe thunderstorm warnings. Wow. So we did just cancel those 2 severe thunderstorm warnings that were in view. So we're watching 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in Florida, 3, excuse me, in Florida. Let's go ahead and take a wide view. It's been a while since we've done a wide view, and then we're going to check up on the winter stuff here. We're going to overlay the categorical outlook so we know where we're at in the outlook. Okay, here we go. This is our wide look. If you're behind this line right here that I'm drawing, your severe threat's done. If you're behind that line, your severe threat is done. So we still have some of this moderate risk. However, I do not expect anything. Personally, this is where I have the most confidence in. Not even that. Hold up. That's where I think one of the greater areas of potential is, and then another one is there. So that's the 2 areas that at this point I'm watching. I don't think much without that. With your highest threat to see a tornado, in my opinion, being on that southern portion of what I just drew there. So that's what we're looking at right now. Let's go and overlay our warnings here. I'm going to go ahead and take the tornado watch out of the equation here. and personally remove the... That way we just have the warnings here. So now it's a little bit smaller for you guys, so... Washington, D.C., Baltimore is up here. Line of severe storms here, but they're moving off, and once these move off, that's pretty much it. And then we have severe thunderstorm warnings down here in the Florida, Georgia area. These warnings aren't really too significant at this time. We only have, excuse me, 4 tornado possibles, and then I want to move us up here where we do have this emergency issuing. So this is a local area emergency, and this is for blizzard conditions. This is a travel advisory. Do not travel unless it is an absolute emergency. You may become stranded and response agencies may not be able to get to you. So the thing about winter storms and the responses to them is that your response depends on how many calls there are. You're not just seeing calls from wrecked people. You're still having crime. So you're still dealing with those calls. You're dealing with people that are calling because they have no alternate heating and their power's out. Or someone fell outside and is in danger of something happening to them. Or you have people stranded on their cars trying to drive. That's just the tip of all the calls that go through during a storm like this. There's plenty more that go through this. That's just the tip, and that's what we're looking at here in this. I want to zoom out. We're seeing that snow moving down here in through Ohio all the way down to parts of Alabama and Georgia. That's not going to be what we're seeing up there in Michigan and those areas where they've already received, I'm pretty sure, 20-something inches. If I'm wrong, please correct me. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning. We'll take a look at that in just a second. That does include parts of Baltimore County and Baltimore City. So that's going to be a little bit higher. Oh, wait. That'll be down here. That'll be down here in just a second when we see that update. Alright, let's go ahead and enable our blizzard warnings. Excuse me. So I can kind of see what we're still dealing with. So if we go up here, these are blizzard warnings here. From parts of the upper peninsula, Michigan, North Michigan, and then east side of Wisconsin. That's where your blizzard warnings are. And then I want to remove blizzard warnings and then go winter storm warnings. And remove that so we can kind of see. Okay. Only winter storm warnings that are currently in effect are these pink areas here. I feel like that's wrong. So that's that for you guys. That's that wide view update and kind of what's going on. We have a lot of wind gust reports coming in from Florida. This is where most of our reports are coming in. Let's take our radar up. To Moorhead here, where we're watching this line. Once this passes your severe threat is pretty well done. I'm going to take a look at SPC mesoanalysis on my side screen real quick. So in about an hour, we're going to see another SPC update. Hour and 30. I am surprised I'm not even under a freeze warning. Okay, back to my original, what I was originally doing here. So this is SPC meso-analysis. You can see that new warning at the bottom of your screen. We'll take a look at that full view in just a little bit. SP meso-analysis is loading. So if you guys have any questions for me, I would love to know. I just want to get behind that line here. Yep. Surface observations. Remove that. That's your cold front about right in there. However, that right there is where the greatest threat of severe weather is, but it's really low until you get into, I'm going to pull in my red. That's where your severe threat becomes more likely. With that cold front pushing in, this will probably be pretty well off the coast here in the main threat by around 5, in my opinion. 5 Eastern, 6 Eastern. Let's go and take a look at College of DuPage weather models, ARRR, so we can kind of get more timing on this. This shows about 7 o'clock will be fully off, but our severe threat will probably go till 8 Eastern, 9 Eastern, 10 Eastern. So that's what we're watching now, is just the rest of this. Alright, let's full view this. Let's go to the Sterling, Virginia radar. We did have a wall cloud visible on drone, camera pointed north from location. Is it rotating? I'm not seeing any major rotation. Now, there is some rotation south of Whitehall, north of Cheyenne. Okay. And the storms are just passing Washington, D.C. now. We're going to watch this as it comes up towards Baltimore area. I'm going to go ahead and refill my water really quickly. So just give me 1 minute while I do that for you guys. I don't know if you guys see, I'm back here. This is my mini fridge right here. I have Dr. Pepper in it. A lot of it. the gallon pitcher. This prevents us from getting up every so often to go get water from my fridge. So I just literally reach behind me and there's, boom, a mini fridge. Here soon our setup is going to change big time. You're still going to see the green screen, but I'm going to be moving to a new spot for college, obviously. I don't know. So, while we're on topic of college, I was accepted into a college for meteorology. I'm wondering if I do that, or if I go into an associate's for law enforcement. I don't know which one I want to do yet. I just don't know yet. Alright guys, I gotta do something. I'll be right back. I gotta make a phone call at this time, so I will be right back as soon as I can. Well, about the time I do that, we get Tor warned. Which radar am I going to? I know radar in South Carolina. And this is what we've been watching this time. This is your tornadic rotation here. This is going to be moving off. This is a very slim tornado warning. Oh, well. Let's go and wait on the next velocity scan, would we? So that's your tornadic rotation in this warning. So this right here, this is a tornado warning. Towards Toddville in about 30 minutes. So this is not our only issue right now. We are also with severe warnings. Let's actually go to Florida here. Well. So this is our other severe thunderstorm warnings right now. And this, after this passes you guys will be fine. We do have spotter reports, tree down, trees uprooted and large limbs 1 to 3 inches, snapped 3 miles north of Mac Landing. Photos uploaded to Twitter to NWS Jacksonville. I'm not seeing any scary areas along this line, just maybe some 60-mile-per-hour winds. Just kind of beyond this right in here. So if you're to the west of that, you're probably dealing with some wind right now. If you are to the east of it, you are probably about to start experiencing this. Alright, let's go back to that tornado warning. Morehead City. No, TLX. LTX. CLX. Oh, LTX. So it takes me a while to find. We have so many radars open right now that it takes me a while to find those. So that is your tornadic rotation. But before I speak, I'm going to let that new velocity scan come through. I've learned my lesson in not letting velocity come through. Georgetown, you're fine. You guys come out. Plantersville, you have this tornadic rotation. It is moving really close, if not going to go over you. So with that, please be aware of this as it comes up towards you guys. So this is the only tornado warning active. We have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. So I'm about to bring the weatherwise in, and we are going to share wide view, and then we're going to go over every single severe thunderstorm warning with that as well. Excuse me. So we're going to continue this. Alright, we're going to go ahead and bring in weatherwise. I'm just working on something on my side screen right now. With this. Okay. And then we're going to go over severe thunderstorm warning like this. That way we're not switching radars. And this will tell you guys a good idea. I think the only warnings we probably won't go through weatherwise are North Carolina and Florida. Okay, here we go. This is weatherwise. If you guys are wondering, it is a really nice app that I have. It lags a lot. That's why we're not using it 24/7, or we'd probably have this really close to full operational in streams. I want to use it a lot more though, because I love it. We used to use Radar Omega, but Radar Omega just let go and dropped. So we have this severe thunderstorm. We're going to pull in LWX4. We're watching this area here with it. This does not include downtown Baltimore, but this is in parts of Baltimore area. So we are watching that as well. We're also 4 hours into this stream. 2 hours and 30 minutes. 1 hour into this stream now. Moving back to composite radar, we can see we have a new warning down here. Ellicott City. That tornado warning expires in 18 minutes. 17 minutes. You know, that is the most frustrating thing. I say something and it immediately switches to Westphalia down here towards King George. That is another. These are your severe thunderstorm warnings in this area. These are going to be packing 60-mile-per-hour wind potential. And here on this northern one, we could see those being canceled. So on this northern one here, one that I've clicked, you can see we have something called tornado possible. Again, that is located here at the very bottom of the text. So right here, that's the information you see. So that's what we're seeing on that one. Those warnings are being canceled. And a brand new tornado warning for Elizabeth City. Radar indicated. Okay, so that has not popped up on GR2 yet. When it pops up on GR2, we will go to it. And it just popped up. Which one am I looking at? Moorhead. Q. KQ. Wakefield. That's your tornadic rotation right there. that is your tornadic rotation. That is going to be heading towards Elizabeth City. Let's go ahead and get a storm track on that. Storm motion from morning. One of the tighter velocity scans we have seen today, and this is more traditional. Elizabeth City in about 20 minutes, so you guys prepare now in Elizabeth City up towards Camden. This will be out of the warning in 30 minutes. We will be in the county names are really messing me up here. I wouldn't be surprised if we may have a tornado trying to develop there as well. So our severe thunderstorm warnings in Florida. We're going to go over our warnings real quick. 60 mile per hour, 60 mile per hour, and 60 mile per hour. So you guys are in the general areas of these warnings, or that tornado warning, which is red. I want to do something to the tornado warnings really quick. I can't. So we're going to do it like that. So your red polygon, that's the tornado warning. That goes until 3:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So 3:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So 30 minutes. And then if we go to Florida, here's your other tornado warning, by the way. If we go to Florida, and this is what we're seeing here from the Florida area. Alright, let's go ahead and keep with the tornado warnings. We have 2 tornado warnings active right now. Which is really surprising. Marina reports visible waterspout boat location at the time of report was 23 miles south of Atlantic. 25-mile MI South Atlantic. .23 mi S Atlantic. Waterspout location based on radar. So we now have an observed waterspout. Rare when you see that tag. That would be Moorhead City, so we're going to take a look at that. Oh, it's on that? So that was doing the water spouting. Okay. We do have a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. Let's get to that really quickly in Florida. And this does include West Jacksonville, but if you're behind that right there, you're done with your threat. So we are monitoring that area too. So we get an SPC update in another hour. I should probably be removing the enhanced red, the moderate, in my opinion. Alright, let's go up to that tornado warning. So they did cancel that tornado warning on this cell. The rotation is weakened below severe limits and no longer appears capable of producing a tornado. So, since they canceled that, let's move. What radar am I using? Oh, quick. Okay. So that is your current rotation right here. So that blue circle is your tornadic rotation. This is going to be moving up towards, again, Elizabeth City. I just need to go and stay in your shelter. I wouldn't be surprised if that rotation tightened up over the last scan. Let's go and wait on the new reflectivity here, velocity. The new reflectivity is this, and this is what we've been concerned about today in the tornado aspect of things. And this is a supercell isolated to itself for maybe 20 minutes, 10 minutes. Excuse me, as this is going to approach. Looks like they're moving about the same speed. It's going to be interesting if it can out survive this right here. That would be impressive, but I don't think it will. After this passes, your severe weather threat is done. And we're going to see that reflected here in the next SPC outlook, which comes in about an hour. I'm going to check and see if they've done an early outlook. So this is our only tornado warning. Yeah, I can roll freely. Alright, now this is our only tornado warning. I want to move us up to the Sterling radar, which is about to be switched soon. We almost time to use KDIX radar near Toms River as the storm approaches Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. So this is New Jersey area. Excuse me. So we're also watching this as it Baltimore really got lucky here in terms of heavy rain and severe storm. North Baltimore, unfortunately, is still severe warned and definitely got rocked a little bit there, but downtown to kind of South Baltimore is like, it split us. Yeah, it did. This is back. It split South Baltimore, and that is actually sad. Especially if you want rain or need rain for that matter. Alright. Let's bring in to the tornado warning here. The strongest rotation we've seen in a while, and I think this is the strongest rotation all day other than that water spout. So there's that new warning box. This is the only tornado warning active. So that is really good news. Checking CC because this is tight enough where if we see a tornado, it's going to be impacting Camden and Elizabeth City. So, right now we are watching this one tornado warning. Also, let's go to Florida. We got to go to Jacksonville, Florida radar here. This considerable severe thunderstorm warning is almost allowed to expire. I think it expires in 2 minutes. A minute, 15 seconds or whatever. So that is really good news here. I'm thankful I didn't have school today. That way I could track this for you guys, because this is like one of those event be over by the time I get home. And then back to the tornado warning. I'm not seeing any evidence of debris at this time. Normalized rotation is mostly weak on it, but this is still right now rotation moving towards Elizabeth City, kind of to the southeast side of Elizabeth City is where we're looking at impacts to be right now. We also have this severe thunderstorm warning, so we're going to switch over to Moorhead radar. So look at this. Again, after this passes you, your severe threat's well done. I'm going to radar scope. We have dropped to 7 severe thunderstorm warnings again. 1 tornado warning. So we just have this tornado watch. Let me go and pull this up here on the WeatherWise app. I want to show you guys. I'm looking at it on a radar scope because I'm also looking at another area to see if I want to look. I see them completely dropping the enhanced, the moderate risk. I could see them dropping the moderate. So this is your moderate risk right now. Let's go and get a composite reflectivity. We do have this tomorrow morning again for Elizabeth City. And then let's remove Outlook. Again, once this passes, your severe weather threats, well, pretty much done. Not a lot to see when it passes, but you'll notice it gets a lot colder. That's what we're going to be watching. Alright, so let's go and do what we said we were going to do. I am going to turn off severe thunderstorm warnings. I am going to leave tornado watch on. Tornado warnings on because tornado warnings need to be seen. Okay, so this is your tornado watch up here. Let me full screen this for you guys. It'll be a little better for you guys. So this is from almost to New York, all the way down to parts of South Carolina. Right now, if I overlay composite reflectivity, that is your greatest tornado threat, and then we move back here, so that right there is your greatest tornado threat. And this area, especially Elizabeth City right now, where we do see that red polygon, that is a tornado warning. And then kind of move south here into the Florida area, which we can finally localize on. No tornado warnings over composite reflectivity. Once that passes you, your tornado threat's done. I do expect them to kind of bring that tornado watch kind of into that area there. I do kind of expect that. They might include that. But if you're behind this line right here, your severe threat and tornado threat is done. That does now include Jacksonville, which is really good. So let's go ahead and go to our tornado warning. I'm starting to learn where our radar positions are. We haven't seen a tornado drop down. Elizabeth City, now your time is up. It's there, guys. It is there. It is coming right for you in Elizabeth City. Your time's up. It's pretty well right there right now. I'm gonna take a look at WeatherWise on my phone. So this is our only tornado warning, and you guys are looking at it live. So yeah, when I'm looking at my phone, I'm looking at other things, not just personal stuff. I hardly look at personal stuff when I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at other storms that I only have 2 monitors right now. 2 monitors. So I'm looking at other things, trying to take into account what other storms I need to be looking at. This is the only one that really concerns me with tornado potential. Elizabeth City, it is time. You need to be in your shelter. If you are to the south of that pink line, you guys no longer need to be in your tornado safe place. I'm about to lose these headphones right here, so we're going to have to switch all my music to this computer. So south of that pink line that I just drew on here, you guys are done. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually remove the enhanced risk at that. So this is part 2 to coverage from earlier, where I slept through my alarm this morning. Thankfully, I usually wake up around 9 o'clock without an alarm. We still have rotation here. I want to provide a marker for accurate representation here. That's more in line. Okay, we're going to remove that marker. And also with this marker, one of the cool things we can do, place marker. And this gives us more details like delta velocity, things like that. Which is useful when we're looking at stronger tornadoes, which we're not looking at strong tornadoes. I don't even think you'll see a strong tornado today. They very well could remove the enhanced risk altogether and just go slight, which would be perfect. Alright, let's go ahead and remove ourselves from this tornado warning. In just a minute, I want to wait on the velocity scan. Okay. Let's switch to Moorhead radar. Then we're going to go up towards Pennsylvania. TLX, where's TLX? Okay, we still need this radar. LTX. I'm thinking about Oklahoma City radar, but we're nowhere near Oklahoma City. Okay, this radar can be removed. I'm gonna move it to DIX radar. In just a minute. When this loads up, we will have a new view. And then Sterling, we're about to replace the Sterling radar to DOX radar in Rhode Island? No, that's Rhode Island there. Delaware, no. What is this? Can I remove Sterling so I can see what I'm thinking? Versus DOX. I'm just curious if I'm right. Dover, Delaware. This is the only thing I can think of. This is one of the more confusing areas I have ever trekked in my life. I'm used to so I took geography class, so I'm pretty well acquainted with United States geography. But we are going to be monitoring this tornado warning. Shawborough, Currituck, Knott's Island, Moyock, Barco. Go ahead and get ready. Go ahead and get your tornado precautions in play now, or close to being in place. Yeah, Delaware. Oh, that's right. We are moving towards that this radar, so we have removed Sterling from our list. Alright, let's move to this Florida area. We're still watching these areas of severe thunderstorms that are moving towards the Orlando, Deltona, and Palm Coast area. Let's kind of get a storm track from these. Orlando should be fine. Alright, I want to switch to Tampa because I know we have Tampa in here. Watching this area, this is a confluence band. This is another line right here, so we're not too worried about this in here. Actually, back through there, right as of now, that's probably not even going to affect mainland U.S. And if it does, it'll clip Naples, Cape Coral, Fort Lauderdale, down to Miami, so the more populated area, obviously. Alright, let's go back up to here where we do have the tornado warning cancellation, which prompted the warning has weakened below severe limits and no longer appears capable of producing a tornado. Therefore, the warning will be allowed to expire. However, gusty winds and heavy rain are still possible with this thunderstorm. So we have dropped the tornado tag. So we are no longer, so this tornado warning right here. is gone, so we are back to severe thunderstorm warnings. I haven't heard that song in a little bit. Alright, with that, I'm going to finish the rest of my meal that I haven't been able to finish yet. Sorry about that. We're removing that from the radar, so we're back to 8 radars. And as time goes, we'll be able to clear more and more of these radars here. Because we're definitely at that point where my computer is going to crash again soon. So again, we're watching these. So I was scrolling through Twitter. The Jets just traded Justin Fields to the Chiefs. Either Mahomes is going to help him out, or he's going to be the worst quarterback we've ever seen in a long time. Which also wouldn't surprise me to see. That wouldn't surprise me to see. Okay, we're going to go ahead and delete this headphone. I'm going to go get these charging. I'll be right back in like 15 seconds. I got to just walk over to my bed, put the charger on. Alright. I can't wait to get a standing sitting desk. Watching this area of rotation near Greenville, actually. That's the only place right now that even has remotely any of my interest, in my opinion. I am not a degreed meteorologist. I want to put that disclaimer. I am not degreed in any way. I'm not a meteorologist. I am working towards a master's, however. I'm in high school right now. I'm wondering if I should go after my associates in law enforcement first or my meteorology degree. I just don't know. I'm having a lot of thoughts about that. It's better. Okay. I am tracking that rotation towards Greenville, so that's going to be the most concerning thing. Alright, let's switch over to DIX radar. Not at the point we can use DIX yet, but we are really close to DIX radar. Dover, Delaware. So I'm waiting, mostly looking to see if we have a new when we get that new SPC update here, which I expect to be really close. So I am just waiting on the new day 1 SPC outlook, which will be really close. They have finally moved that watch, so we're going to bring this up through WeatherWise. WeatherWise has been being used a lot recently. We're out of the moderate risk. The moderate risk is going to be canceled. And I feel like the enhanced risk is also going to be canceled too. Why am I in WeatherWise? Why am I in WeatherWise? I have already forgotten. Oh yeah, the tornado watches. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Well, that is mildly embarrassing. Alright, so the tornado watch has now been backed into this area here. Oh, wait. You guys can't. I'm gonna go insane here in a few minutes. This is the first thing we start doing when we wake up is tornadoes. This is what we like of being out of America in this southern side. So we still have tornado watches for 3 hours and 4 hours. And if we go up here, I wouldn't be surprised. No, I can't see them. Let me look at the outlook here. Also kind of give me a perspective. Yeah, no, I agree with that. No tornado watch extension. And I do personally expect the enhanced risk to be dropped while they're dropping this moderate, because there is no way this moderate stays in play. Okay. We're just looking at severe thunderstorm warnings at this point. Nothing too insane at this time. Literally switched to a different radar. Why did we not switch? Thank you. Watching these severe thunderstorm warnings near Norfolk and Knott's Beach, where we do have some rotation. Let's go ahead and storm track this. So that's what we're watching right there really closely. So we have a new mesoscale discussion. But with the way that mesoscale discussion that was just issued, I'm going to bring this to you guys. I wouldn't be surprised to see that get Tor warned here. Mesoscale discussion number 278. Alright, here is the new risk here. As of 1915Z, it is currently 1915Z, so 1915Z is 747 Central, or 715 Central, or... Wait. 19 is 7. Sorry, I'm putting UTC military to UTC regular time. That would be around 3:15 UTC, 3:15 Eastern. I am so sorry for that. Strong thunderstorms were ongoing with a loosely organized convective band from east central North Carolina to coastal South Carolina. Thus far, numerous storm interactions and weak buoyancy have limited storm organization. Numerous but translucent low-level mesocyclones have been observed with embedded convective element this afternoon. Kinematics remain quite strong with 0 to 1 kilometer shear of 40 plus knots. This will continue to pose a risk for damaging winds and tornadoes with any mesocyclones able to become established. Some clearing has been noted to the west of the primary cluster over central North Carolina. Additional storm development is possible ahead of the cold front. Storm mode is likely to remain mixed messy with clusters and line segments. The very strong low-level wind fields will support a continued risk for damaging winds and tornadoes across Weather Watch 69. So this is what Weather Watch 69 is right here. I just don't see what they're seeing, even with surface observations. I see the shear and stuff. I do see that. So I'm not 40 knot shear. I do see that, but let's go down to Florida. We haven't checked up on Florida in a little bit. Yeah, a severe thunderstorm warning can be canceled. Or a new severe thunderstorm warning to be issued. I'm going to take a look at College of DuPage weather models for personal stuff. To kind of see what I'm thinking here. Zero 3 6. Every severe threat end at 9. Not 9, 10. 11 Eastern. 11 Eastern. So watching from Wisconsin. Well, thank you for watching. We haven't done a update on the winter yet. Well, we have, but so this severe thunderstorm warning, it goes for penny-sized hail, and we do have a tornado possible tag with it. Crescent City. This is what they're noting by rotation that they're thinking of right there. Or, well, moved a little bit, but... We're just waiting on this new day one outlook to see that they do drop that moderate risk. Let's go over to Dover Air Force Base in Washington, where we're seeing this line really decay almost. We're seeing that really lose its strength. So I expect this severe thunderstorm warning to be canceled, in my opinion. I'm just not seeing much anymore. Alright, let's move to, what would that be? KQ radar. So this radar here. And then we got to move to Moorhead radar. We're down to 6 severe thunderstorm warnings. Aren't really good. We still have broad rotation. For the first time, base velocity actually looks good. First time this stream, we've actually had a readable base velocity. For rotation. So with this severe thunderstorm warning here, it is moving out of the area. Sorry, and there you go. I was just about to say I expect a droppage. From that severe thunderstorm warning right there. Hopefully we can see more of these warnings like this one. They won't cancel this one until this moves offshore. I want to go to Moorhead radar really quickly. Excuse me, everyone. So this warning right here, there's a little rotation being noted right here. Okay, we just had an update on something. They have yet to update the SPC outlook. So, we're waiting on... They removed the moderate risk. Finally. So we no longer have a moderate risk. We are down to an enhanced risk. I will show this when you guys comes available for you guys. I'm curious about the tornado. They have lowered us from a 60 contour wind to a 30, or a 45, excuse me, 45 contour wind. Hail, obviously, never been a primary threat today. So we're down to an enhanced risk here of severe weather. With 6 severe thunderstorm warnings. They, for some reason, continue the 10 tornado risk. I don't agree with, but... So again, watching a little rotation there, not too bad. Let's go down to Florida. We haven't had our Floridian update in a while. I'm just watching this line as it moves through that area. This is kind of the... Let's take a wide view by weather-wise. I think what I want to do with this one... Sorry guys, I did not mean to show you guys that yet. Oh, but you are nice to me. I want to composite day 1 and then remove the warnings and watches, things like that. And this will make good for a post. So this is where we're looking at, again, they think the air grade is severe threat. Still in this area. I agree with this area here. And then kind of remove, and then making a localized one here. Or what you could do, I could see that even. And then we can go to our wind risk here that here is our wind risk. We're going to go straight to the outlook, nothing else. So this is where the enhanced risk actually comes from, and then the 10 tornado risk, which to me, Might verify because of report inflation, but it just doesn't look what we thought it was gonna be, which is really good. Actually, yesterday when we started our first stream yesterday, that had so many issues. I'm thinking about, taking it off. And then this is your new tornado risk. Kind of centered over Washington, Baltimore, Elizabeth City, Jacksonville, Wilmington, Myrtle Beach, Charleston, Florence, Fayetteville, Raleigh. So, and I want to bring in our warnings. Never mind. Let's go to GR2 Analyst. So that's that. And I'm not saying things to be critical of the National Weather Service. I see what they're seeing. I just don't see it happening. I think slight risk would probably be good in that western half, but once this primary line does move off, I am going to get an in-stream, so it'll probably be 5-6. Also, I'm just realizing Discord is open. We're going to remove Discord so it'll be better for you guys. So that is the new SPC outlook. The SPC has removed the moderate risk, but continues the enhanced risk. Still live on YouTube. There we go. And that is how to edit YouTube. Or make posts. And I'm going to do an Instagram post about it. I'm not posting much on X right now, but so we're just watching this here. So we're now down to 4 severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's go up to Moorhead City where they have dropped most of those. But they have warned that right there. Okay. So we got that out. I want to create a bot that posts every single tornado warning. It is actually insanely difficult to do. Because I'll have to create like a Facebook page, things like that. Again, I won't even go to, I'd like to point out that are only severe thunderstorm warnings here in Florida. Let's go to Tampa, Florida here. Actually, we're gonna move this to Miami radar. If something pops off there, we can remove, because this severe thunderstorm warning is gonna be moving offshore. I gotta remember that way for that way. So my left is your right. I have this reversed. That way it looks a lot better for you guys. And actually, when I'm looking at radar and stuff, it actually looks like I'm looking at the actual radar screen that you guys are looking at, which I am. But it looks like I'm looking directly at it with the footage. That actually makes things look better for you guys. We're watching this storm go over a really populated area. It's really small too, but it is still there and it is still doing things. So when we're looking at radar like this, you guys can see it looks like I'm looking at the actual screen here, which I think looks better for a stream personally. I just want to see if it looked like I thought it does. I think that's the best thing to have going for you. We're about to do a winter update after this warning here. This warning does expire at 15, so this warning has been here for a little bit. I just haven't realized it. No, it hasn't. So we're watching this. Let's move back to the Jacksonville radar here, where we're watching this Palm Coast severe thunderstorm warning. No rotation in it at all right as of now, which is really certainly good news. And then let's go and move to Wilmington, North Carolina, which is taking its sweet time loading. Lovely. And we're gonna keep it until this like little area here passes, just in case that tries to do anything, and then we'll be able to remove this from our radar inventory of 8 radars right now. Let's move to DIX radar in Philadelphia. we're starting to see this line move closer to Philadelphia. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna stretch really quickly. This is why I want a standing desk. Sitting standing desk. I've always said here in Oklahoma, I've been going through a lot of trends recently. Late April, early May is where our severe weather in Oklahoma is. That's when most of the time I'm going to be chasing. And we got a little ridge that looks to form, and once it forms, your severe weather threat in the plains is, well, it's pretty much gone. And so that will lead to less severe weather coverage because a lot of severe weather happening. You may see occasional slight risk days, maybe one or two enhanced risk days, but I think once that ridge really sets place, you know, your severe weather threats really go down. I don't, in my opinion, we're not going to see what we've seen the last few years. 2023, which we almost had a super outbreak. 2024 and 2025 were all insane years. I think we're now at that point where we're starting to see El Nino, which we are. I think we'll kind of level off a little bit and kind of be more near average for tornado count. And I think 2024 came in almost record, I'm pretty sure. Maybe in 2023, I can't remember exactly which one. It has been an insane, so not a lot of tornado outbreaks, or I should say not as many tornado outbreaks as we've seen recently in recent years since 2022. But, alright, let's move this severe thunderstorm warning to here where we have this severe thunderstorm warning, and we do have a flash flood warning. These are our 2 flash flood warnings. We only have 2 of them, thankfully, for this area here. We're also going to keep until this moves out. Also watching that area because we might have a little spin trying to develop. We could have an additional line to make through, but it would be more insignificant, so I wouldn't be streaming much of that. We are down to three severe thunderstorm warnings. I think Florida continues to severe thunderstorm because it's Florida for, you know, it's Florida. When does Florida not do Floridian things? Alright, I want to move to Jacksonville here. We only have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings, excuse me. Actually, we are down to 1? No. So there's a severe thunderstorm warning, and I don't know where it's at. Give me 1 second, because I'm trying to find it. Okay, there we go. 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. This one for the next 14 minutes, which I think will drop us to 1 severe thunderstorm warning for the day. So we're just watching this now. No longer moderate risk. We do have an enhanced risk though, but that will still continue to scroll until I can get a chance to update it here, which will probably be when we drop this severe thunderstorm warning right here, which may be a lot sooner than I think. And then Morehead City with our other severe thunderstorm warning that does go for the next 43 minutes. However, watching the behavior of this area, it wouldn't surprise me if they cancel this one and leave us warning lists. So severe warning list, and then you'd only have the flat or a new severe thunderstorm. Good morning. Up here, okay. Makes sense. Before this moves over water again, there is a tornado possible tag with this severe thunderstorm warning. So that's something we're watching closely as well. Any of these storms can produce tornadoes if they can get the rotation load. And they're talking about is right here south of Gloucester. That's that rotation that they're watching right now. Right there. Sorry, I drew that horribly. Well, that's going to be moving towards this area of land. This tornado warning, not tornado warning, not tornado warning. We do not have a tornado warning. This one goes until 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time as well. So we only have 3 severe thunderstorm warnings, which is really, really, really good. Today hasn't been that tornadic type of day. I personally prefer these lower end days streaming wise. Yeah, I like having a lot of stuff to cover, but these lower end days don't impact a lot of people, and when they impact them, it may be just rain, maybe a little flooding. You may have a few people lose things, but you know, it's a lot better than saying whole lot of people. Like yesterday. Like, I'm sorry my stream was just messing up like a lot yesterday. We were doing really good too. Until about 6:30ish, we're just kind of just like that. And that's what the stream did. So, 3 severe thunderstorm warnings active. We're looking at one of them here. If you guys are wondering, I want to show this guys to you. So if you're using WeatherWise, you know how to read these things. WeatherWise looks a little different, but it's same format, same everything. What you guys need to be looking at for you, are you in it? So a weather map, WeatherWise. Okay, you're in it. How long is it valid? Until 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then below that, it tells you what they're issuing, why they're issuing. At 4:15, a severe thunderstorms were located along the line extending from near Hartford to near Gloucester Courthouse to near Wicomico, moving northeast at 45. What are the hazards associated with this storm? 60 mile per hour wind gust. Source. So, are we observed? How are we observed? Emergency management, storm chaser, radar, things like that. This one's radar indicated, so we're not observed, it's just indicated by radar. What is the impact expected by this? Damage to trees and power lines. Sometimes they have this, sometimes they don't. Severe thunderstorms will be near blah blah blah. Gloucester Courthouse, Hartfield, and Hayes around 4:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Kilmarnock and Blake's around 4:30. Deltaville around 4:35, and Gwyn around 4:40 Eastern Daylight Time. And then other locations impacted by these include Alula, Harmony Village, Grafton, Harcombe, Cash, Amberg, Christchurch, Grays Point, Fort Nonsense, and Claybank. Okay, so what should we do? What should we do to prepare for this? Remain alert for a possible tornadoes. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms. If you spot a tornado, go at once into the basement or a small central room in a sturdy building. For your protection, however, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Not every single warning will have these. Please report severe weather by calling this number. I'm not going to say it because this is only for National Weather Service Wakefield. Posting to the NWS Wakefield Facebook page or using X. X is where you'd rather go for this. A tornado watch remains in effect until 7. So you don't see these too often. But if you scroll down here, this is where information, if you kind of know what you're looking at, you can just scroll down and this will tell you everything you need to know. So here's your tornado possible tag. This right here is the hail threat. So is it observed or radar indicated? Right now it's radar indicated. What is the max hail size associated with this? Less than penny-sized hail. Wind threat, radar indicated, and max wind gust at 60. And then you could see another one, thunderstorm damage threat. Considerable or destructive. Considerable, 70 mile per hour, 1.75 inch hail, and then destructive, 80 mile per hour wind and 2.75 inch hail. So that's kind of a breakdown of what to look at in a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go down to Florida here, where this severe thunderstorm remains in effect for the next 5 minutes. Actually, closer to 6, but 5:40 minutes. We're watching this area really closely. Let's go up to, I think, Moorhead City on this severe thunderstorm warning right here, which has kind of been trimmed for that right there. I do expect another trim here soon, which would take it right to there and keep this area in here. Personal opinion there. And so that's what we're seeing from this severe thunderstorm warning, and this one is also warned for 1-inch hail. So quarter-sized hail and 52 mile per hour wind. And then we have these special weather statements, which are orange. I'm thinking about changing these and then moving the destructive severe thunderstorm warning to that color. I don't know yet. What do you guys think? Would this look good? Of course, having a bigger black outline. Look good for a destructive severe thunderstorm warning or considerable. Move these to like light blue or whatever for lake and ocean. That'd be pretty cool, I think. I have to kind of weigh the options here. I did not mean to play that. I'll go to correlation coefficient. I'm not seeing anything. Hail size really non-existent. Not a lot of hail coming from these. Again, hail is not your primary threat. Your primary threat is damaging wind. So, we're going to watch this right here, which is just moving northeast, training. It is a wonder there is not a flash flood warning for Greenville. It really is a wonder to me. Look at this. Hold up. Or there will be soon a severe thunderstorm warning for Greenville. I pressed the wrong thing. So these are your tracks where your heaviest rain has fallen. And this is an area of training as well. Not a lot of areas haven't even received much rain. So we're still watching this area here for severe storms. We did cancel that Florida severe thunderstorm warning, so these are our 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, and these expire in 32 minutes. Again, your severe threat's probably done when you pass this area here. Well, we're looking at this severe thunderstorm warning. Let's move down to Florida real quick. Sorry about all that flashing stuff. I do think we could see another severe thunderstorm warning for this. I should have MLB. Yeah, I have Melbourne. Alright, let's go to Melbourne. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised to see a severe thunderstorm warning for near Orange City to Port Orange. Maybe New Smyrna. Smyrna. Yeah. And Edgewater. For the potential for hail and maybe a little bit of wind. Not sold on the wind portion of it, but let's move to Wakefield, Virginia radar here, where we're watching this severe thunderstorm and maybe just tiny bit of low rotation here. This is again still very broad rotation. They are monitoring this right here. So they're watching this like, okay. I should have learned my lesson by now. Just a little bit of rotation, nothing too insane. Actually, it broadened out a lot right there since that. So this, after this little area passes you, you guys can come out. It's still going to be raining behind this. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I'll find out really quickly. I can't remember the name of it. I know it's mist, environmental stuff, but... Rear stratiform rain. Stratiform rain. I knew it was something around there dealing with strat, but I can't remember. Which, okay, so. That's really cool. So a lot of this is rear stratiform rain. especially behind the main, like in this area. This is rear stratiform rain. I knew it was something, but here's that new severe thunderstorm warning for Daytona Beach, Port Orange, Ponce Inlet, and New Smyrna Beach, North Edgewater. There's that new severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch hail, so quarter-inch hail, less than 50-mile-per-hour winds. But I'm pretty sure I said I wasn't sold on the wind. I'm not. Either I said that, or I said maybe. I'm not sure what I said. But here's that new severe thunderstorm warning. I don't remember exactly what I said. I'm gonna go back after stream and look at it. It's gonna storm track the worst part of the hail core, which just died off just a bit. And all 3 severe thunderstorm warnings end at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So for the next 27 minutes. Excuse me, everyone. So that's your area of hail right now. It's definitely died. Probably a lot more hail, bigger hail fell in Orange City. This does happen though occasionally from time to time during these severe thunderstorm warnings. This is actually where your greatest hail threat is. If you would have asked me this morning, I would have said, this has been your greatest threat of hail because this is the more supportive environment for hail. You're not seeing such a mess because you have the QLCS line here and then you're dealing with all the random storms here. Messy storm mode is what we call this. Alright, let's move back up to the severe thunderstorm warning up here near Gwynn. That wind is making its way towards Gwynn right now, with winds up to 60-mile-per-hour gusting possible. And this is moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. This is a very fast mover, which also is really dangerous if it does decide to drop a tornado. That is where things can become really dangerous within this part of the line. I doubt we see a tornado from this. I really do doubt that. But if we do, it's moving at 60 miles per hour. Those are not fun. By the time the warning gets issued, it's right on top of your house almost. I'd like to show the severe risk for tomorrow. So this is day 2 tomorrow. I just want to kind of bring some light into this today. No thunderstorms. I do expect them to kind of issue a little one, but no big area. What am I trying to think about here? Okay, that's what I want to do over here. Alright, let's go to that other severe thunderstorm warning if they've still got it. Yeah, they do. A couple more ahead. This is the last severe thunderstorm warning on this area. I do think that they kind of remove and move it into that area there, north of that pink line. So that's that. So thankfully today didn't pan out as we originally thought. So this is, we're going to move back to Florida. But before we do that, I want to go and take a look at this radar. Kind of as this moves into, it's just weakening beyond craziness. So I'm probably going to remove most of these radars here soon. We're just going to wait until this passes Philadelphia and then we're going to remove it. New York really shouldn't be severe. If it's severe, we'll immediately switch over to New York. But I just doubt the severe risk in New York now. It's only a 1 out of 5 from SPC anyways, I'm pretty sure. I can check. The good thing about GR2 Analyst is place files, in my opinion. I have a ton of them. Yeah. I like being able to have place files, which these are files that you can import, which have made life so much easier. Let's go to Melbourne, Florida here on this severe thunderstorm warning. Just have a little bit of hail falling in this. Nothing too crazy right now, just a little bit of hail. Really good news, by the way. So that's what we're watching with this area here. Well, there it is. Also, I want to switch to Tampa really quickly. Excuse me. Move this radar back to Tampa as the storm comes on shore. So we can kind of get a look at what we're looking with here in the Tampa area. I mean, this is just not really significant portion of the line. This is... Okay, so... Let's move back to Melbourne, Florida here. We're watching this severe thunderstorm warning. This is the only severe thunderstorm warning in the, in all of Florida. Let's go back up to this severe thunderstorm warning near Gwynn. And they have it for that area right there, but that is moving offshore onto, wouldn't that be considered peninsula? That would be considered peninsula, wouldn't it? I'm not sure. Moving offshore into this little, not lake because it connects to the ocean, but so we're probably going to lose this severe thunderstorm warning and all severe thunderstorm warnings. Excuse me. All severe thunderstorm warnings end at um, 5 p.m. So I just updated this. We have removed the moderate risk from it. Everything else will stay the same. Obviously, not every single person at a risk that was at a risk is still in a risk. They're not. Some people aren't. But probably around 4 p.m. we'll get this updated to be fully accurate. Fast-moving thunderstorms. Moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. I want to move that back over here. At one point, this was moving at 60 miles per hour. That's really fast. All right, let's move back down to Virginia, which should be more ahead. Yeah. And I think they dropped this severe thunderstorm warning entirely. That would leave us with 2, maybe 1 severe thunderstorm warnings. 1 in Florida, 1 in Virginia. But I personally believe they canceled both the Virginia and North Carolina, which would leave us with 1. So they have updated the Florida severe thunderstorm warning. So let's go to that in Volusia County. We are now here at 60 mile per hour wind gusts and penny size hail. So your hail threat has dropped significantly with this storm. Your hail size. That's what I was thinking. And this will be off island probably in the next 20 minutes. So I don't see them continuing the severe thunderstorm warning for long. If they do, it would only go till 5:15. I can see them, however, extending it if it continues. Hold up. I want to update that really quickly so I can see. It'll be out of it in 15 minutes easily. If it's not, for some reason it slows down, I could see like that area being the only, but I highly doubt they'd even extend it there even, because you barely have any land. So that would be really good if this can get off. Excuse me. We're still watching this whole area down here from Tampa, from the Gulf to the Atlantic. Yeah, the Atlantic. So from the Gulf to the Atlantic. Again, these are low chance. I'm going to pull up the SPC outlook for you guys as well. Not that. I don't need that. I'm going to pull up the SPC outlook for you guys so you guys know what to expect from the actual experts. So this is your slight risk right here. In my opinion, that's where that slight risk should be right now. All fairness. Your greatest severe weather threat in here, though, is this area here, in my opinion. That's where your greatest, in my opinion, is in that area. Palm Bay to Tampa. Alright, let's go to North Carolina here, because we have a development here. Severe thunderstorm warning has been dropped. So we're no longer severe warned in North Carolina. Let's go up to the Virginia storm where I do expect them to also drop this severe thunderstorm warning as well. It'd surprise me if they let this one go until the expiration time. And then we should be severe warningless, in my opinion. Because the area in this severe thunderstorm warning has really moved out. I think a special weather statement does for the southern portion from Gwyn up towards where they had that severe thunderstorm warning as well. So this area here would work really good with a special weather statement. Which I'm not hating on the National Weather Service in any way. That's not what I'm doing. I'm obviously not an expert. I don't have a degree yet. I actually got accepted into college for that. So we will have a degree in 4 years, but 4 to 6, depending on what route I go for college. But that's beside the point. But a special weather statement is just to drop down, not really severe. You can see wind gusts up to 58 mile per hour, up to 57, excuse me. And then hail up to penny size. That's what we constitute a special weather statement. So wind gusts, I think it's like 35 to 57, it may be 40 to 57. That's where you have that special weather statement. And then any hail size less than penny. And you see a little bit of rotation. This was one of my worries when it went over water. It's not affecting people, so that's good, but just a heads up, if it can continue towards Crisfield, this is where the general storm is heading as it's lifting into this body of water that is connected to the Atlantic. Let's go back down to Florida, Melbourne, Florida. We'll be out of the severe thunderstorm warning in here soon. I do expect them to go ahead and cancel this morning. I just don't see that wind threat anymore, and then your hail threat has dropped to penny size. I'd probably go pea-sized hail in this one right here. Looking at Tampa radar to get a closer view on some of these storms, these pre-fronts are what I'm looking at for the greatest severe potential in this area right now. They're going to blow up and then get caught by the line. But they're going to be short-lived, possibly a little bit severe with wind gusts and maybe a little hail. So that's what we're watching here. And as we go back up to the Philadelphia radar, do they even have special weather statements for this? Let me check. My special weather statements on GR2 Analyst are not loading perfectly. No, not even a special weather statement. Okay, so with them not even having a special weather statement, we're going to remove our we're going to go ahead and remove the radars up there. That'll cut down. And there we go. We went from 8 to 6 radars. And as we look at Morehead City, we're watching particularly this area here for current potential for severe weather with, in my opinion, a localized area with that right there. That could try to spin up some maybe a tornado or two. I'm not sold on that at all. I'm not sold on the tornado potential with this. I think wind, but it could spin a tornado or two. We have, I'm going to explain this. VWPs. the most useful thing I have ever experienced in my life. I'm just gonna have to pick Moorhead City. KV checks. UA checks. Radar. View VWP. Moorhead? No, that's not. Okay, there we go. Let's have some fun. Yeah, no, your tornado threat is like extremely low, if not zero. So this is a 3D of it. And if we rotate this to a specific way, I want to just show this a little bit here. But still doesn't affect anything. I think that tornado threat with this is like really low. And that was the latest VWP from Moorhead City. So we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Hello, excuse me. They did cancel Virginia, by the way. I just noticed that they canceled Virginia. Did I just entirely miss something in my forecast? Okay. They canceled the Florida severe thunderstorm warning too. I'm a little confused. And that 60-mile-per-hour winds. Okay, that would be possible. Tornado possible tagged. Is there just something I'm missing? Now, once this passes you, you're done. There is nothing else. You're done. I'm pretty sure this is cold front issues, and with that, that would be cold front issues here. So this severe thunderstorm warning goes until 6:30 Eastern Daylight Time. So until 5:30, excuse me, 5:30 Eastern Daylight Time. I honestly thought it was 6:30, but it's also over an hour from now, over hour 30 minutes. So let's go to Virginia to kind of see what they think and thought about this. It's been canceled a while. I actually canceled it as I thought they said. Moved out of the warned area. And then let's go to Volusia County, Florida. Moved out of the warned area. And no longer pose an immediate threat to life or property. So that is the only severe thunderstorm warning we have is this rogue, I'm going to call it rogue, cold frontal wind. And this is the only severe thunderstorm warning. I'm trying to see, do we have any better radar views of this? It's definitely gaining. I just want to show that I doubt that this even gives us any issues. Too many issues, I should say. I'm doubting it giving us many issues. Alright, we're going to pull up weather-wise. We only have one severe thunderstorm warning, which is really good. So we're going to pull weather-wise so I can show this because GRT Analyst is broken right now. From the past is all fading. I also need to turn on severe thunderstorm warnings. Okay. So here's where we have special weather statements. Ignore these big, almost like county-wide areas. Oh, breezy gusts. And kind of look here at these local ones that are a lot smaller. So this severe thunderstorm warning here is inside that area. And it has tornado possible tag. I don't see a tornado possible. That is my opinion. Not hating the National Weather Service in any way. Just my thoughts on this. And I call this where that cold front is. After this passes, you're done. Now you just look at snow. I mean, snow being a threat, who knew? Who knew that snow would be your primary threat here after the cold front? And then we're going to pull up outlooks really quickly. Just a low threat of severe weather. Again, back behind this, we're not expecting tornadoes. You may see a severe thunderstorm watch. Your wind speeds are not going to be as great as we initially thought, which is really, really good. We're probably only going to stay live for the next 30, 40 minutes, 50 minutes at most. Because I still want to spend time with my family. And because your severe threat to people is diminished like that. While we're at this point, I'm going to go ahead and bring us back to GR2 Analyst. Watching this, and this is so associated with the cold front. Behind that, you're seeing gustier winds. When the cold front passed me, our highest gust here in Oklahoma was 60 something. And so with that, you can see you get really gusty winds behind a cold front, which is, I'm pretty sure, why they issued this severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds, moving northeast at 45 mile per hour, or at 40 knots. Let's go back to Moorhead radar. We're still watching this, and it's kind of broken up since last time we looked at it. Just a little bit, which is really good news. We're not working with the instability we once thought. Let's go and take a look at SPC mesoanalysis. Change sector. So here's mesoanalysis. I'm interested kind of in just the profiles of the atmosphere. We're not working with a lot of Cape as initially thought. You do have a few areas where you could see some development really try to kind of be severe. So, and as we take a look at surface observations, I'd love to have like image obs, but your cold front is that blue line that I just drew. That is your cold front, where you have that between 60 and 50. Sorry about that. And so behind that, I'm gonna make this like a really good cold front. Since we only have one severe thunderstorm warning and it's actually along this cold front, I can actually kind of do this for you guys. Make the visualization look better, in my opinion. Spacing is horrible, I understand this. And we do have flash flood warnings, which we'll go over those as well, because those do risk threats. How do you guys like my custom cold front map make? Just drawn with a bunch of arrows. What happens when you're a weather nerd? You can do this like off the top of your head. So anywhere behind that, your severe weather threat's done, like entirely done. And that's moving off, and that's why we still have that severe thunderstorm warning. I wanna share, I want you to feel like I'm in Bel Air. Sorry, you guys are getting the side of me that's like able to kind of be myself without going crazy. So this is just along that cold front. I don't even think the 60% verified for wind. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a post about this really quickly. Just give me 1 second while I post. I wish I had like something, I had someone else helping me here. So we're just watching this area here at this point. I just showed you guys where that cold front was. So again, that's we just posted the cold front location. So this is really good that we're seeing that severe threat really dying off today. So again, this is our only severe thunderstorm warning, and it's along that cold front. So you're seeing that cold front winds with it as well. Now that I'm... Alright, so we just got that off. Again, I'm going to show off to you guys again. Alright, so this, I just got this done. This is where that cold front is right now as of 4 p.m. And as we see that move through, you're going to see our area kind of lose severe stuff. And this is right here where we're talking about that cold front as well. And so this is the only area we're really even live for at this point. Let's say like Greensboro as well, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning until 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We're probably not going to be live that long, but we are going to be watching these really closely, probably until this one expires in like 19 minutes, just to make sure that none of this stuff and our primary threat is going to go crazy. We will be in standby mode just in case something along this area really tries to do something, but let's take a look at it on weather-wise. Hold up, sorry. When you guys see that box right there, that's just indicating composite reflectivity as well. Really helps us here. I'm going to turn off warnings and watches. I'm actually going to turn off the tornado watch. I'm going to keep tornado warnings. Remove special weather statement and tornado watch. There we go. That way we can keep the severe thunderstorm warnings on for you guys. So with my feet up F11. Alright. We're still watching areas up here that could see a severe thunderstorm warning. Would be unlikely. Here. Very unlikely that we see a severe thunderstorm warning up there. Watching this area for any development coming from this. So let's go ahead and move south. We still have tornado watches in effect. My main concern is here. This is where I'm like, we still could see severe thunderstorms. Right now, my thoughts are this area here. Having your best chance to see a severe thunderstorm warning pop off. And then going back up north along this cold front. This cold front is really visible on reflectivity. That's it. After that, you're done. Your severe weather threat's done. It's going to get really cold. You go from the 50s, you go from the probably 70s almost, I'm pretty sure, to 40s in a matter of an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. So that's a really sharp cold front that we're working with right now. We also have a new severe thunderstorm warning for the cold front. And this does include Rocky Mount, Bedford, Martinsville, and North Shore. So that's that new severe thunderstorm warning here. Let's go and take a look at that here on GR2 Analyst. Radar, should I? FCX. Jacksonville can go there. So we're going to use Jacksonville here. While we look here, let's kind of see. We do have these flash flood warnings. I'm going to remove the storm track. GR2 Analyst. We are starting to... My computer is struggling again, so... So... Alright, should be loaded off now. Yeah, nope. Let's hope. I think we can briefly bring in FCX radar on Moorhead, on Wakefield's, which is just what we're watching. This is the only severe thunderstorm. Okay, so FCX is crashing my computer. Now we know not to join FCX radar. KJAX and this are like broken. Oh, that'll probably be it for us, because it's... I don't know why my computer can sometimes handle this stuff, sometimes can't. You can see how laggy it's getting, yeah. With that, I think that's where we're going to have to end it. For the sake of the stream actually being good. And not ending horribly. I do not expect any more tornadoes. If we do, it'll be really brief and really quick. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. Thank you for being with me through my struggles today as my computer crashed midway through the first stream. So we had to start this stream, or we'd have continuous close to 6 hours of coverage. Thank you guys for tuning in so much. That it means a lot to me, guys. But your severe threat really is diminishing. And now you're going to just see 6-mile-per-hour winds, which I got stuff I got to do personally. Working out a video for you guys. And so, alright. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace out.